there. Happy second Sunday in December. Happy 20 days of Sparkle. I hope last week went well for you, finding fun things for you to do, finding ways to play, ways to just kind of relax and have fun. Today, I wanted to talk about something that's a little more serious and maybe not quite as much fun. I want to talk about accepting unconditionally, and that's got two sides to it. That's accepting yourself unconditionally, and that's also accepting other people unconditionally. And when we don't accept ourselves or others unconditionally, we totally dull our sparkle. And for those of you who follow me, you already know your sparkle is your internal sense of self-worth. It's everything in you that makes you you, that makes you special. And the reason our sparkle gets dulled is because we don't accept who we are, and we're always trying to be a little bit different. Once I lose 5 pounds, then it'll be good. Once I find a really good relationship, then it'll be good. Once my kids get into a school, then it'll be good. We all have those lists of things. You know, once my mom does this, once my dad does this, once my sister gets a grip and does this, once my brother, it's that whole laundry list of things that we think once this happens, then something else will happen. And that's not the case. I hate to break your little illusions on that one, but accepting yourself starts now. As you are right now, the weight that you're at right now, with the job that you're at right now, with the relationship that you're at right now, everything starts now. And as soon as you can move into that place of accepting yourself unconditionally, then everything else falls into place. It's not the other way around. Most of the people that I work with have that backwards. Most of the world has that backwards. And you know what? I have that backwards a lot too. So it's not like, oh my God, I'm doing this really bad. No, we all do that. Second piece of that is accepting others unconditionally. And let me tell you why that matters. The reason that it matters is it holds us hostage when we are not accepting other people unconditionally, as they are unconditionally. And what I mean by that is people are the way that they are. And usually we know how they are and who they are and what they do and what they won't do and all of that stuff. And usually we spend all of this effort attempting to change that, or attempting to deny that, or attempting to make excuses for them. And we have all of this energy and all of this thought wound up in how we can change them and how we can fix them and what might or might not be different this time. And what happens is we end up missing the present moment because we're too much in our head about trying to change somebody else. And that dulls our sparkle too. And let me give you an example of that one. The holidays are coming up. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, a birthday, whatever. You have this event, right? Your whole family's going to be there. Your friends are going to be there. We all have that one relative, right? It doesn't matter if they are a different religion, a different political affiliation, if they're opinionated, if they drink too much. It doesn't matter. We all have that one person where everybody's kind of like, oh, this is going to be fun, right? Take a second and self-reflect about the effort that you spend thinking about, if they say this, I'm going to do that. If she drinks that, I'm going to do that. If she brings so-and-so. Think about all of the effort you spend worrying about that. And you might say, no, it's not worrying. I'm just venting, and we all know how they are, and da-da-da. Yeah, but why is all that effort and that energy going that direction? If you just accept it unconditionally, yeah, great aunt so-and-so is going to drink way too much. She's going to get mouthy. She's going to get bossy. She's going to criticize me on my hair, my makeup. She's going to criticize my kids on their academics. It releases you to enjoy the event. It doesn't release them. They're not going to change. They don't need to be released. You are only holding yourself hostage. You're not holding them hostage. They don't know what's going on in your head. They probably know you're frustrated with them, but they don't care because you're you and they're them. You're the one with the problem. If you're frustrated by a coworker, by a family member, by a friend, by anybody, and you're frustrated, you're the one with the problem, not them. Think about that. It really shifts that level of responsibility back to self. And yes, I can hear you arguing with me, but they're the ones that are drinking too much, but they're the ones with the bad behavior, but they're the ones, yes, they are. Accepting unconditionally doesn't excuse the fact somebody can be a total jerk. They can be a drug addicted, alcoholic, mean, violent, whatever. That's not your problem. Your problem is how you feel. So the question is, what are you going to do about it? Now I'm going to teach you a little trick for releasing others, and I'm also going to teach you a little trick for accepting yourself. Since we kind of dove right into the releasing others, I'm going to go right into that one. I learned this last weekend, and it's an amazing little trick. Get a friend, get a family member, get somebody, have them grab your wrist. Let me get my arm up here. Have them grab your wrist and try to pull out of it. And you can't because you're fighting against it. And unless they're a little kid, pretty much just standing face to face, pulling your wrist away, you're not going to be able to get away. And that's what happens when you refuse to accept others or the situation unconditionally. You're fighting against it. If I only had a better boss, if they only appreciated me, if they only gave me a raise, if I only lost 5 pounds, if my husband was only better, if my kids were only, and you're fighting against it, you're not going to get away. What I want you to do is look for the escape hatch. So in this case, this is the exit gate. This is the escape hatch right here. You can push against the escape hatch and you can release. Try that. Try that with your friend. Try that with your kids, whoever. When you're pushing against any other place, you're not going to get it. When you look down and notice where that little gate is, and you push against the gate, it releases you. So in this case, pushing against the gate is pushing against yourself. It's pushing against your own habits of criticizing, your own habits of winding yourself down the rabbit hole and thinking, if only, if only, if only. Release yourself from the grip of that situation by breaking through the gate of your thoughts, not their behavior, but your thoughts. Okay? So before we move into the self-acceptance piece, I want you to take a moment and I want you to think about that one situation, thank you, that is holding you hostage. Relationships, friendships, jobs, whatever. Think about that one situation. Take a minute and think about the energy that you are spending fighting that situation. My boss doesn't appreciate me. Hey, Deanna, my kids are annoying me. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to sit there at Christmas dinner and listen to so-and-so. Think about all that energy. Feel how it's directed at that person, at that situation, about what they're not giving you, about what they're not doing for you. Flip it. What can you do to look at your own habits, find your own exit gate there, and release yourself and set yourself free? Because let me remind you, your life is for you. You want to feel good. I want to feel happy in my life. If I can impact somebody else positively, great. If I can affect change somehow, that's great. But if I'm constantly frustrated by my friend's family, relationship, work situation, I can't impact anybody because I'm frustrated. Stuff happens on one side. How I feel is on the other side. The stuff you can't control that much. How I feel is what matters. Release yourself. It will shift everything in your world. And here's the ironic part. When you release other people, they start behaving better. I don't know if you've ever noticed that with your kids, especially when you're like, clean your room, clean your room. The more you're going, the more likely they are not to clean their room. The day you say, it's your room, figure it out, and you release, bam, they go clean their room. Happens with everybody. So try that out. Okay, shifting. Self-acceptance. How I feel about me now. That's a hard one. Not we all. Most of us do have a certain amount of self-confidence. Most of us are successful, driven, we've done a lot of things in life. But at the same time, it's based on the successful things we've done in life. What makes you feel good about yourself? Notice that the first things you think about are external. I love that I raised these great kids. Okay, you did that, but let's talk about it in terms of you, not in terms of the other person. Think about some things that you really like about you, exclusive of your labels, your roles, your relationship to other people, and think about things that you like about you. And that's hard. But what I'd like you to do is write it down. This is not what I like about myself. This is my notes about what to talk about today. But you can write it down like on a sticky note, and you can stick it different places. Or you can put it in your phone. Because I want you to remember that, because it's easy to forget. Now on the other side of that, I want you to think about what it is that's holding you back from really liking yourself. And I started this live stream talking about some of those excuses. Well, once I lose 5 pounds, it's going to be great. Once I make partner, it's going to be amazing. Once I get my relationship all straightened out, things are going to be good. I want you to think about your once I, only when I. Think about what that might be for you. And I realize you might have more than one, but I want you to think about that one thing that's kind of holding you back right now. I've got several different frustrations right now I'm just going to share. Right now in my head, I keep hearing myself say, once my book is done, then I will have time to. No. Once my book is done, yes, I'm going to have some time freed up, but guess what? It's going to be filled up with other stuff. Magic is not going to happen once my book is done. The magic has to happen now. Sitting around writing my book, it's not like that passive, being tied to the computer writing my book, I have not worked out like I should. It's the holidays, I've gained some weight. That story is going on in my head too. Well, once I get this done, then I'm going to get my diet back under control. Then I'm going to start working out. Then I'm going to. Now. I have to love me now. Busy, stressed out, sitting here in yesterday's makeup and hair. Hey, I don't think it's that bad, but it is yesterday's because I stayed up late. I have to love and accept myself as I sit right here, right now, no matter what else is going on. Now, if I have your email and you're on my list, I'm going to send out some of this information today. If I do not have your email and you're not on my list and you're not sure, please pop in your email. I'm going to send you the entire EFT sequence. And what I'm going to do right now is show you that EFT sequence, because what that does is it helps you clear that stuff that's sitting in you right now. Once I, then. EFT that stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And what it is it's tapping the meridians of the body, which are basically the acupuncture points, and it's saying different statements. And I talked about that little if then, once this happens, then this. That's kind of what you say when you're going through an EFT sequence, but you phrase it a little bit differently. What you do is you phrase it in terms of, even though I state whatever is bugging you, I still unconditionally love and accept myself. And today is all about unconditional acceptance of yourself and others. To release others, you do that To release yourself, you use EFT. Okay, what I'm going to send you via email is the full EFT sequence. There's like tapping on the head. There's different sequences, but this is the one I use. Tapping up here, eyes, under the eyes, right here, chin, and then collarbone. Some people just do one side. I like to cross and hit my collarbones right in here. And then some people do the heart, and then some people do just one side or the other side. I like doing both. So for me, my sequence is here, 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 and here. And what you're doing right here is just kind of like that side, kind of where your bra strap goes across. What it is you don't have to, God, my hair is just doing great things, isn't it? Anyway, what it is you don't have to tap a certain number of times. I'm always like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. You just want to feel, be aware of both the tips of your fingers tapping and the sensation in your body that you're tapping. Okay? And as you're saying it, you work yourself through your sequence. So I asked you to think about that one thing that's holding you back. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to tap that thing that's holding you back. And as you're tapping it, you're going to talk through some of the emotions and frustrations that you're experiencing that are negative. And you're going to walk it through from the negative to the positive. So think about how bad that thing is bugging you now on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it like 10? Oh my God, I hate myself right now. I can't even look at myself in the mirror. This is awful. Or is it kind of like, halfway there? Or is it not so bad? Hopefully you've picked something that's maybe at a 7 or 8. Okay, sit with that. How is that working for you? Okay, so I'm just going to make one up. Start tapping with me and start saying your words in your head, listening to me and kind of modifying it for you. Even though, and again, you can do one hand, you can do 2 hands, work for you. Even though I get really unorganized and frustrated, even though I lose track of what's going on with my kids, even though I'm disappointing and letting people down, even though I'm tired and strung out, even though I'm not exactly where I want to be physically, mentally, or emotionally, even though I'm not honoring myself the way I should, even though I'm letting myself get rocked by the world, I still love unconditionally who I am. I still accept that this is me. I still accept that this is my way of processing, my way of doing things. And I love and unconditionally accept that about me. Even though other people might tell me to do things differently, even though I'm ignoring the advice of other people, even though I sometimes really mess up, I'm still trying, and I still unconditionally love and accept myself. Because it feels good sometimes to do things my own way, and it feels good sometimes just to dive in. And it doesn't really matter if things turn out well or if things kind of blow up in my face, because I'm worthy no matter what. And I trust my own instincts, and I accept myself and my judgment. I accept my brains, my thoughts. I accept my way of doing things. I accept the consequences. I really am a good person, and I really do try hard. And above all else, I follow my heart and I do the right thing. So no matter what, absolutely, unconditionally, and without fail, I will always love and accept myself. Take a second and just tune back into that sensation around that block. And let me know how you're feeling about that. I'd love to see in the comments if the sensation decreased for you, if you feel a little bit more calm and a little more at ease with yourself and who you are and what you're doing. And that's something, I just did several rounds there, but that's something you can do 1 round of, you can do 5 rounds of. You can set your timer and do it for 10 minutes. You can do it in the morning. You can do it sitting in the car before you go in somewhere. You can do it anywhere, anytime to help bring that sensation down. And for me, as well as for most of the people that I work with, you start off with a pretty intense sensation. It brings it down. The next time you have that sensation, you're experiencing stuff, it doesn't go quite as high as it used to go. So over time, you're way more capable of managing your sensations. That is all I've got on accepting yourself and accepting others. But what I want to leave you with is a little last thing here. Ponder. Our stress over situations makes those situations worse than the situation themselves. And that is true for all of us. Whether it's a busy day, whether it's another person, we get more caught up in making that situation worse than that situation ever really is. For example, I will look at my calendar, I will look at my agenda, and I'll be like, oh my God, this day is going to be horrible to get through, and I'm not going to have a chance to eat, and when am I going to get ready, and I only have 5 minutes between these people, and all of that mental energy over what a bad day I'm going to have and how busy I'm going to be is a waste of mental energy. Let me have my day. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. If I'm busy, I'm busy. If something falls apart, I have to pivot. That's that unconditional acceptance. Think about the next time you're dreading a party, a work function, a family function. And catch yourself. Where is that mental energy going and why? Stuff like that dulls your sparkle. Not accepting yourself unconditionally dulls your sparkle. Throwing in those what else dulls your sparkle. Holding other people to standards that they don't even know you're holding them to kills you, not them. I was in the car last night with a dear friend, and she had this analogy of it's like eating the rat poison and expecting them to die, which I just loved because that's what this is all about. It's us eating the rat poison. My day's going to be horrible. My sister's going to drive me insane, blah, 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 and expecting them to die. It's not going to happen. Accept yourself unconditionally. Accept every situation unconditionally. Do what you can in the moment to pivot and to adjust. Use your EFT tapping. This is another form of EFT. I'll teach it to you later. Use your EFT tapping and practice that release grip. Send me your email. I'll send you more of the documents. Mwah! I love you. Until next week, have a fantastic week, and don't forget to flaunt. Bye, everyone. Except that I can't exit. Don't you hate that?